Morning once again, people. I would like to greet all of you who managed to join the meeting. Can you confirm if you can hear me so we can start? And please tell me if you are a speaker or an adjudicate. Are you both adjudicators?
No, that's
Yes. Mama Ngole, are you an adjudicator or speaker?
Just participating.
Just participating.
Yeah.
Okay. Rasi, are you a speaker or an adjudicator?
because
Speaker. Okay. Okay. I will start with a short prayer, very short prayer. Kamena mararo lantate lamora lamahalela. Amen. So today, people, I will start with speakers. I will cover the format of speech. What is the format of speech? And then moving forward, I will cover the definition, the importance of definition when it's coming to you as a speaker, defining your motions and all that, and whatever you'll be saying, how should you define it? Then moving forward, I will also touch on types of motion. I'll also touch on type of motions. We have quite really type of motions which we debate in. Then I'll also touch more on the policy motion, the policy motion. Then I'll also touch on the role of the third speaker, the third speaker, when the first half of the debate is stopped, then the beginning of the other half, the ending half. And then I'll also touch on types of argument, types of argument. I'll also touch on rebuttals, the importance of rebuttals, structure, how to structure, and the importance of teamwork. As you know, in British parliamentary debate, we have four teams. We have four teams starting with OO, OG, CG, CO. Uh, then I'll also touch on education. I had prepared something which educators look at most of the time. So, as I've said, I will start with the format of speech. I believe I will be short today, but if you don't mind, you can prepare where you can maybe take notes or something like that. Yeah, so what is the format of speech? Format of speech, we either have 5 minutes or 7 minutes in length format of speech in debate. But it's up to the instructor. If you are in a competition, it's up to an instructor or the counselors or the organizers of the competition to decide if they want to use 5 minutes or 7 minutes in length formal sitting of the debate. And then under the format of speech, all speeches should have the beginning, the middle, and the end. So it's up to you to prefer if you want to have an introduction, an exposition, and a conclusion. Introduction meaning that when you begin your speech, you will state, as we believe that this motion means this and this, and why do we believe so? And then in the exposition, you will mention, maybe you start with your rebuttals, you will start rebuttals. You say, oh, the other team came here, this and this, which was wrong. We believe this and this. That's why we call the exposition. Then the conclusion, that's where maybe you state or no. We deserve to win this debate because we have done this and this and this. If maybe it was a policy mission, you state or no. And on our side, we have given you the policy, we have given you the reasons, the relevant information. We have given you that this thing has been tried before and it can work even in this time, in this, in this our, in during our days. It can also happen. Then sometimes most speeches have three section structures, which I've just mentioned. And sometimes it might consist of three arguments, three themes, and three headings. So by that I mean like a speaker, sometimes they might come in and say, no, uh, these are our argument. Number one, we say this and this. Number two, number three. Then all those arguments must be explained. That's where a speaker will dwell much on. And then moving forward, what subject are debated in a debate? What subject are debated in a debate? Any subject may be debated in a debate. So this means that no, speakers are expected to argue whichever side of a debate they may find themselves in. So sometimes this means that you will have to argue something that you don't agree with, but for the sake of debating, you have to argue on that side. So as a speaker, you should be prepared. You should be prepared to do this thing, and then. And you should not assume that other speakers in the debate are arguing things that they believe in. Most of the time we argue in things that we don't believe in, you know. And then moving forward, within a debate, speaker should always be calm, you know. This is just an advice because at the end of a debate, the conflict between speakers should be forgotten. I have realized this actually in our last competition. These people, they seem to be fighting while they are still debating, but once they stop, once the debate is over, they go outside in peace. They are no longer fighting, but while they were fighting, while they were debating, they were fighting. So it is one of the things that no, conflict should be forgotten after. Then moving forward, I'll get into definitions, the importance of definitions. Uh, Definitions are very important in debating because it is necessary at all times to make clear what you mean and what you're talking about. You know, so that even you can also get your own point, you can also achieve above average. You need to make it clear of what you're talking about. You know, don't confuse adjudicators. You know, like sometimes the first speaker, we expect the first speaker to state the policy. If it's a policy mission, for example, we expect the first speaker to tell us or no. This is for a policy mission. This is our policy. It, a first speaker should set a debate for all those who are coming in. Then, in short, I will just touch on the type of motion and come back to definition, then so that I can explain what I mean in definition. So, And motions. Our first motion, this one's we are used to it. It start by saying this house world, this house world, which means this is a policy motions. So in a policy motions, you have to set a policy in place that doesn't exist yet. So it's a policy, it's a policy whereby you are setting it from your own views, from your own expectation. So we will need you to state or no. Uh, is it urgent, this thing? Is it necessary, the policy that you want to place, you want to set in place? Is it necessary? Is it urgent? And then you must tell us or no. And you must tell us or no. Okay, if this policy be on existence or exist, uh, what is the status quo? You know, the status quo. What is said that this thing will add on what it is not here today. If you say we should implement this policy today, what is it that is wrong? Why do you think this policy of yours will make a change? And you must also state if maybe something like that has been tried before, you know. Just like this house would open all border gates in Africa. So prove to us why opening borders will be beneficial to the whole Africa. So you must tell us, you know, you must tell us or no, this will benefit us this way and this way, this way. So moving to our next motion, this house believes that. Most of the time, it's a, this house believes that. So it's a belief motion, you know. It's a belief motion. And you believe in this motion. And you believe in this motion because of what the benefits may be, you know. This thing has been happening, has been going on for some times, but you are saying, no, I believe in this thing. I believe in the Bible. I believe, why? What are the benefits of the Bible? You believe in the Constitution of Africa. You believe in the Constitution of ANC. What is it that the constitution of ANC is making a change? What is it that it's benefit the people? How does it benefit the people? You know. Then we will move to our next motion, people. And our next motion says this house support. You know, this is a support motion. Uh, so in a support motion, you are in support of something that has already exist. This is something that already it's been in the existence, but you are supporting this thing. So you must also state why are you supporting this thing? Why are you are you in support of this thing? So let's say this house supports sex workers, for example. I'm sorry to use the word, just an example. And this house supports sex workers. Why sex workers? How maybe you say to no, sex workers they decrease the unemployment of South Africa. They decrease the unemployment rate. If we have more sex workers, the unemployment go down. How does it benefit us, our youth? They don't suffer depression. They just go there and handle themselves there. You know, you are in support of it. And sometimes people, you have to place yourself in that motion. You know, you have to like if a motion like this come in, like place yourself in that feeling of like you have experienced being a sex worker. You know, like the feeling, the weight that come up with your mouth. Like place yourself in that position. Uh, yeah, you might win. Then Moving to our next motion, this house oppose. So this is the opposite. This is the opposite of this house support. So it is just the opposite of this house support. So you are opposing that something that already exists. You are opposing something that has already existed. Maybe this house opposes sex workers. Why do you oppose sex workers? You must state no. Uh, Sex workers, it's wrong because it is spreading. It will end up spreading diseases that we don't know. Children will be exposed to this thing, and even them, they will do this thing when they grow up. They will see this thing as a future. They will no longer see the importance of education, and this, if this thing be in place, it will destroy our economy. How? We must state how. And then moving to our next motion, people. This house regrets. This house regrets. So this is a regret motion. Uh, Basically, like most of the time, you regret whatever it is stated in the motion, and you should state why you regret that thing. There was once a motion that said, "This house regret elder narratives." You must state or know why are they outdated? Why do you regret elder narratives? Because elder people, they raise us. Today we are here, most of us, because of them. So why are you saying, why are you saying you regret elder narratives? No. So people, before I go back to definitions, is there any question with regard to what I just spoke about now? No question. No question. Okay. Okay. Yeah, definitions. Yeah, definition. As I've stated, definition are necessary at all times, because you have to make it clear of what you're talking about. So maybe a typical motion, an example of a typical motion, maybe just the ordinary motion. This house will ban hunting. So we already know that this is a policy motion. So this house will ban hunting. This house will ban hunting. But it is clear what the debate is about in general terms. However, various things are not clear, because you cannot just say this house will ban hunting. You must state to us and tell us what type of hunting this house wants to ban. You know, you must tell us. That's where the definition come in. The definition coming. That's where the definition coming. You must tell us what animals are involved in this penny hunting of yours. You know, where will the ban apply? Will it apply in a certain community, or the whole South Africa, or maybe a province? Why? So it is important to know. Okay, when you say about hunting, what type of hunting? What animals are involved? Where the ban will apply? So these are some of the questions that the definition of the motion need to deal with. You have to deal with this thing, actually, especially when you are the prime minister. A good definition will be presented clearly and simply. how the motion relate to specific policy that is to be pursued, So under the policy, a policy is I can say, a useful way of viewing a debate is a specific policy debate between a government and opposition. So the government is support in the policy, and it has to state what type of policy are they supporting, and the opposition will come in on the other side and oppose what the government has stated. So if the government fail to give us the policy, they are in danger. They are in danger unless the opposition, the opposition mess up themselves also. So you must under a policy motion. This is part of the definition. Under policy motion, you must identify a problem in relation to the motion. So it is very important for you to be prepared by all means. You know, you will debate about things that you don't believe in. You know, so beside that, you need to identify a problem in relation to the motion. It must align with the motion. And then propose a clear solution to the problem. After now identifying the problem to the adjudicators, you must also propose a clear solution to the problem. We must understand, which means your solution must be logical. It must make sense. And then you need to explain the outcome of the solution that is proposed, that you are proposing actually. Yeah, and then like general questions that can help you. Uh, Question that can help you in terms of the policy mission, policy motion. You need to say, ask yourself, what policy do we use to pursue in relation to this motion? Asking yourself first as a speaker, and then how will the policy be pursued? How are you going to pursue this policy? And why should this policy be pursued? So you also need to state, or this is our this is our policy. This is how we believe on. This is how we believe on, like, maybe I can say leading this motion. Maybe, yeah, because this thing, it has not been implemented before. How are you going to control this thing? You're going to implement. So moving forward, people, I will touch on types of arguments. Types of argument. Another type of argument. Uh, as I have said, I will be short today. Another type of argument, people. And argument can focus on various areas, but the most important the most important arguments are results, results. Under results, you need to tell us what will happen if the proposal is enforced. After you have implemented this policy of yours, or maybe it's a belief motion, after that the proposal is being enforced, what is it that will happen? You also need to touch on that. Then, and then we have principles. Principles means that, what values underpin the proposal, and do your values make sense? Because now we are living without that implementation now. we are fine now. So, what are the values that we are bringing to us? Maybe as a country, maybe as a country, or as a state, or as the whole Africa. As maybe you are saying, you want to open all the borders in Africa. So, what are the values of your proposal, and do they make sense? It's important to even state in that 7 minutes of yours, or that 5 minutes of yours, to state and say our results. What will happen after we enforce? This is what will happen after we enforce. These are the values you must state. You see, penalists. These are our values. Then we also have precedent. Precedent referring to maybe has anything similar been tried before. The thing of opening borders, has it been tried before? And you must tell us what happened. If so, what happened? Uh, Yeah, you must tell us what happened. Then maybe you can also, maybe the hunting, the one of hunting, any motion. You must think outside the box. Well, you must think whatever you studied, wherever, maybe in high school, whatever, maybe in news, on television, anything. You must relate. Your things must be logic. And then we also have enforceability. Enforceability. Enforceability is it, it's a particular example of saying like what is being proposed. Actually, it is you stating what are you proposing. Actually, so you must be clear on what you have proposed, on what you are proposing to the debate, in the debate. So I'll also like to emphasize moving forward the importance of rebuttals. The importance of rebuttals. The importance of rebuttals. So rebuttals, actually, what is a rebuttal? A rebuttal is your response, like to claim, like to claim and argue, or to claim an argument that is made by the other side. It's a way of showing that the other side is wrong. In what they are saying. Actually, that is a battle. you know so it is very important, and it is very crucial for you as a speaker. When you are sitting there and listening to other speakers, you must take notes. You must take notes and say, no, Prime Minister said this and this. The weaknesses of the prime minister. That's why you are allowed to study the whole British parliamentary debate. Uh, you must know the role of all the speakers. You must know all the roles of all speakers. So maybe Rocky, prime minister, when must define emotion. Then the prime minister come in, fail to define emotion. Then you must note down. Then when you go there and get your chance, because you only speak once, people, in a debate. You only speak once. You only speak once. So it is very important to go with all what you have, in that 7 minutes of yours. So rebuttal is a good way of differentiating between it is, I can say, maybe it's a good way of distinguishing between like we can say no. Argument what we can say argument rebuttals actually. We can say it's a destructive, then argument are constructive, you know. And in other words, I can say maybe uh, good rebuttal is enough to suggest that the other side should lose. That's why most of the speakers, after they have spoken in their conclusion, they will say, "We deserve to win because we have said this and this and this. We have told you why this and this, why is it relevant, the evidence, you know." So it is rebuttal is a way of showing that the other side uh, is not enough. They are not enough to deserve to win. Actually, you are the one who deserves to win. Then moving to structure. Structure, I can say, under the structure, my advice under the structure is that it is a good idea to place your rebuttals like at the beginning of your speech, before moving forward, you must maybe rebut first. That's what most speakers do actually. They rebut first and then they introduce their understanding of the motion. So a structure, a structure can consist of three sections, which is the introduction, the exposition, and the conclusion, which I have mentioned before. Uh, Introduction, you can try to place your rebuttal on the introduction, and then after you introduce your views, then under exposition, that's where you are explaining your argument. Actually, that's where you are giving reasons of your arguments. Then on the conclusion, then you will state no. You will state no. We believe to win. We deserve to win because of this and this and this and this. Because of this and this and this. So the other things I would like to mention is teamwork. Teamwork. So teamwork is very important because as adjudicators, we look at teamwork. We look at you must not maybe contradict each other as a team. Uh, because you only have four teams, you are only working with one. So whatever you say there, it must align with what your partner, he is going to say. It must not clash each other. It must be one of the same thing. It differ because you have different roles, but it has to be one thing. If you are a member of a government, your roles is to come up with new arguments, all that. Those new arguments, when you are when the whip your partner come in, he must state, no, and my partner has said this and this and this. It must align each other. I don't know if you can get So any questions, people, any questions with all that has been said, any question, Malaza, Rossi, Mangole.
Like, this is not a question for what has been said there.
Yes.
When we were given the poll, I get we were asked whether to choose debating or the public speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had chosen both, ne? And then on the debating, as you mentioned, I was asking if maybe I could go to public speaking.
Oh, you decide if you can go with public speaking.
Yeah.
So with public speaking, it's a bit different because they give you a heading now in a topic. They give you in what I have seen. This is what we have seen in the competition. Uh, they give them a topic now. Maybe it can be a song. They actually they bring a song, and they play a song for 2 minutes. Then they give you a topic. Then you have 3 minutes. 3 minutes is to prepare public speaking. You have 3 minutes. I don't know if you are ready for that, but you can be a public speaker. Yeah. Are you fine, Manuel?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, okay. People, Malaza, any question? Morosi, any question?
No, I mean I'm good.
You are good. But Malaza, you are always good. Why?
I am just good. G. I have
Okay,
nothing to
okay.
say.
Uh, uh, Morasi, are you also good? Morasi.
Wait, can I ask? Uma rebuttals, ne?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, when
Okay.
you are rebutting, I go like you have to state this, okay, why you believe that this point was wrong, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then can you now, in your own view, state something that was the opposite of that point?
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, that's the point of rebutting. Yes, you
Okay.
state the opposite. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for asking. Yes, yes. Then I am moving. Actually, I wanted to emphasize the role of the third speaker. Uh, the role of the third speaker. You know, because when we reach a moment whereby we only have left it's a debate. Like if the role speaker come in, they still have the chance, to they have the power actually because they've been listening to the half of the debate. They listen. So it's a good thing to emphasize the role of the third speaker because they have power. The member of government, the member of the opposition, they have power in debate. They have power, And so because they have seen that no, the government believes this, the opposition mention this, so they have the power to oppose even their side of the debate, but they are able to bring, if those ones were wrong, they are able to bring their own belief system in the debate, because now the debate is only halfway, you know. So as a as a third speaker, the things that we have to think about is what has been said in the debate so far. Because you've been listening and listening. What is it that has been made available? You must be someone who think fast. So it is very, like as I've mentioned, it is very necessary for you to take note. So here you have to think of what is it that has been said, and what has not yet been said in the debate so far. You know, what is it that I can go and claim this debate and win this debate? Because now I know what is it that has not been said. So that those are the questions that you have to ask yourself. And uh, like no or knocking. What is it that still need to be said for my side to win? If you want to win this debate, what is it that I should say? What is it that I should contribute in this debate? In other words, you need a new analysis. You need a new argument. In general, you should aim not only to have different arguments from your opponents, but different kinds of arguments. Make it clear that you are doing something in the debate. Yeah, as a role speaker, well, it's very important. I'll move with. I really apologize that I don't have a program whereby I've stated this and this, but we are almost done. We are almost done. And then type of information. What are point of information? Types of point of information. What are point of information? In the debate, we have what we call POIs. POI. A POI is where a speaker, other speaker is speaking, then the other speaker stand up and say POI. It's a point of information. It's when a speaker want maybe clarification of one. Let me check it. I'm being disturbed here. Sorry, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, sorry people. Sorry people. I was disturbed. I'm sorry for this distraction. Yeah. Yeah. So under a point of information, we have types of point of information. Our first types of point of information, types of POI. It's clarification. Clarification is if like what the speaker is saying is not clear, then another speaker stand up and want clarification or claim clarification, and then we have factual objection. Factual objection. Uh, Factual objection is when a speaker now challenge, challenge what has been said. It's the same as the prime minister coming up with the motion. Then you stand up and say, no, that motion is very wrong. It's very rare. Can't happen. It's part of your challenging what has been proposed. And then we have a joke, POI, WPOI, a joke, POI. And sometimes you just want to throw them off balance, and make you look good. It's a joke, POI. Sometimes I remember I was adjudicating. the member of government stood up and said, "What a brain! What is a brain? What is a brain? What is a brain? Imagine they are asking you what is a brain. Then okay, uh, you continue speaking. That's wrong. You must answer. Okay, you continue speaking. Then you spoke something about human being. You stand up again. Remember, member of government. The government, yeah. What is a human being? You know? So it's a joke, a pure eye. You know, I just want to take you off balance. You know, I just want to distract you. You know, and that is allowed. That is allowed in British parliamentary debate. That is allowed. That is allowed. That is allowed. Then we have
Like
a argument. Yeah,
Mr. Moon.
Moroso. Yes,
So
yes.
like you can read some, I mean, you can actually pure eye someone by just saying something that they're not actually even talking about.
No, you have to say something that they're talking about. You just have to challenge it, you know. Just have to
Oh,
challenge
okay.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why because pure eyes are very challenging sometimes. They can also throw you off balance as a speaker. So it is very necessary maybe for you to be disciplined and say no, I'll only take two pure eyes or I'll only take one pure eye, you know. Because taking three pure eyes sometimes they can waste your time. Now you have to answer those people that you don't fulfill what you came for, then it results in you losing the debate. No? So we have argumentative objection. It's a type of pure eye that this one, if it's a question that when you ask it, like if you don't respond to it, you will look weak. You know, you will look weak. You will look weak, you know, if you don't answer it. It is similar to a joke, but this one it is more into like me when I stand up and I explain something, I explain my point of view on something, then I ask a question after. Then if you fail to answer that question, you will look weak to adjudicators. And the other thing about pure eyes, when I stand up, my pure eye, it doesn't have to be more than 20 seconds, you know. It either be 15 seconds. It has to last for 60, 15 seconds. You know, I should be done by 16 seconds. But if you exceed and go to 25 seconds, the chair might order you to sit down. You know, might order you to sit down. Then, yeah, I think I'm done with. I'm done with point of information. Done with point of information. Then we have something that calls semantic. Semantic. It's for fourth speakers, the last speakers in both side. These are the roles for actually the fourth speakers. You know, when a fourth speaker come in, he or she should have a clear structure. You know, he or she must explain clearly all the main argument of the debate. You know, I mean the opposition wing or the government wing. You know, he must have a clear structure. He must explain clearly all the main argument of the debate. Most of the time they came in and say no, government came in and spoke about this and this and this and this. The opposition came up and spoke about this and this and this and this. And the member of the government came up and spoke about this and this and this and this and this, which their information are flawed. And my partner came in and clarified. He clarified by saying this and this and this. That's it's part of summating. Summating. Yeah. Then, you must show your side that has won the debate and why the other side has lost the debate. Uh, yeah. Then moving forward, actually, okay, how to execute a summation if you are on the proposition side. The proposition side is the government side. So you must have the definition. Uh, you must analyze the problems, and you must state how the solution address the problem. You know. Then we also have a mechanism. You must also state how it works and how it solves the problem. As a summit, as a government whip or closing whip, opposition whip. And so you must be able to isolate the main argument for your side. Uh, you must isolate your argument from the other side. It might be maybe you're on the proposition, maybe you're on the government side, but you are isolating yourself with the prime minister and the deputy prime minister. you know. And then you must state them clearly and show why you support your proposed solution. Then, if you are on the opposition, if you are on the opposition, a other definition, you must show why the analysis of the problem is wrong. Because the proposition came in and gave you the analysis of the problem. Then, as an opposition, you are disagreeing on the opposition side. You must show why the analysis of the problem is wrong and show how the proposed solution will not cure the problem that is being illustrated. So you must argue, but you only have 7 minutes to get this thing. Then, under mechanism, uh, show why it will not work. Tell us or no. These people, they want to implement a policy that will not work. Show us why it will not work. And you must even state if it is flawed in some other ways. Being flawed means maybe no sense. Then, under arguments, summarize the main argument for your side. So most of the time, when I see the closing report, the fourth speakers, they don't take anything while they have that 15 minutes of preparation. They just try to understand, to get themselves to the motion, understanding the motion, what the motion is about. Most of the time, they don't take notes. They just go there and sit and listen to what others are saying. But they as the closing opposition, closing opposition, we have the member of opposition and we have the closing the opposition wing. So they are both teams. So what will happen during preparation? Most of the time, what I've seen, the opposition won't take any notes. They will try to come up with their own argument and write them down, which will be introduced, which will be said by the third speaker, which is the member of government. When they sit there, they just sit down, and then listen and note down, note down, note down, and then they will summarize the main argument. Like you must summarize the main argument of your side. And you must show why they are illustrating it is flaws. It's flaws in the proposal. Show why the proposition argument have failed to be convincing. Because one of the main point, one of the main goal is to convince adjudicators that no, we are right. We are right because of this. So, as the opposition, you must state, no, they even fail to convince you panelists because they came here and say this and this and this. And us, we deserve to win this debate because us, we have convinced you. Now you believe us because of this and this and this and this and this, this and this and this and this. Then the other thing, people, before I move to adjudicators, before I move to adjudication, it's a really short, just a short explanation of what adjudicators look for in a debate. It's a really, just a summary. It's just a summary. As a speaker, you need confidence, like confidence also counts, and that's why I said you must place yourself in the motion. If it has to be you maybe involving your emotion or your feelings, you have to do so, so that even us as educators, when we look at you, we also see what you are saying. You also believe in what you are saying. Like the way you are presenting the speech, confidence also counts. The 15 minutes time of preparation that we're given, use it wisely. Use it wisely. It's short. 15 minutes is short. Sometimes it's 10 minutes. Sometimes it's 10 minutes. It is short. And always remember that you only have one time of speaking. You only have one. You only speak once. You only speak once. So if you go there and you mess up, well, you have messed up. You have messed up, and try to know all the speaker roles. Try to know the speaker roles of each speaker, because when we are in a competition, or we have seen it when we are maybe practicing, you don't choose to be a prime minister, you don't choose to be a member of or a whip. They just point of you. They just point you and say, no, you are a member, you are government whip. So you must be used to this thing. You must be used to all the speaker roles. Actually, you must know how to play all those roles. You must all know how to play all those roles. That's the first thing. Then the other thing, I will also try to send a British parliamentary document uh, in the group for you to study the rules, each speaker rules, and you must be familiar with British parliamentary debate, like the rules. There are rules there, on the first minute, if we are on the 7-minute speech, on the first minute, you are protected. It's a protection time. You are protected for the first minute. As a speaker, you are protected. There will be no pure eyes, which means no one will distract you. Then also the last 1 minute will also be be protected, but the whole of 5 minutes you are not protected. So yeah, like trying to speak fast, but what you are speaking must be clear, because as adjudicators, we only know what we have had, and for you to win, we have to know what we are saying. So you should also try to be clear. You might be a good debater, but if your speech is not clear, what should we judge you based on? You know, because we didn't hear your arguments and all that. So it is very necessary for you to be familiar with that. And the other thing, uh, numbering your arguments. The other thing that I have seen most speakers, when how like most of them, those who do bad, when they come in, they say, panelists, us, we believed that number one, our argument are number one, they number their argument, they number and say 1, 2, 3. This is our argument. Then when they explain their argument, they start by saying, as we have said, number one argument it is this, and they elaborate on it. And then you must make sure, if maybe you numbered 4 arguments, you must make sure that 7 minutes you are done with the whole four arguments that we have told us about. So in other way, you cannot just come and lie and say you have 5 arguments, and nonetheless you are not even achieving anything. And so, okay, moving to adjudication, people. It is related this thing. It's a one thing. In our last session, I dwell more into adjudication, what is needed and what is not needed. But today, this is just a contribution. Yeah. Then, as an adjudicator, it is hard than when you are a speaker. Being an adjudicator, it is very hard. But being a speaker, it is easy, because you prepare. But as an adjudicator, it is hard because you need to give feedback. Even those who got first, they will come and ask for feedback. They will come and ask for feedback, and they will ask you, where can we improve? And then sometimes you will miss some of the point, and those who got fourth will come and say, why did we? Then you will say, no, we got fourth because of this. Then they still have their speeches on their hands, and they say, but we have said this, why? Then you look like a fool because you missed some of their points, and it's wrong. And yeah, it's wrong. When they give feedback, it's wrong. As an adjudicator in a competition, when you go there, there is an interview. They interview you as an adjudicator. That's why you must read the relevant documents, whatever. You must be related to the motion, to all motions. You must know if a motion of an info slide come in, you must know, okay, info slide motion, this is how it should be presented, and this and this. Because being an adjudicator is hard, because as an adjudicator, you consider the entire debate, the rebuttals, the POIs, thing, And this thing, when you are sitting there as an adjudicator, you must be focused. You must be focused. You must state, okay, the speaker had the rebuttals. This point, what point was the rebuttal? Was rebuttals on, but it was said by who this point? You must state. No, this point was said by Prime Minister, and the member of government came in and said this and rebutted on that point, saying this and this. So you also have to be someone who write fast. You must be fast right, fast writer. Then the other thing an adjudicator they are looking for is argument. Yeah, the argument. The argument are the first thing that we will look at. That's why it is a numbering argument. It is important. And then when you number your argument, it also helps us as adjudicators to see, no, okay, you said the number one argument, it's about this and this. You are also able to see, okay, when does an argument start and when does it end, So it is very important for you to number your argument. But actually, it's compulsory for all speakers. Then we also have content. We also look at content. Content, I mean, like your reference. Where do you reference it? Are you having strong evidence? Strong evidence. Are you talking about something that has happened related to maybe events that has happened? Are you referring to news? Your evidence. Where is your evidence? Are you referring to historical data? In history, historical data or what? So you must also state it's very important for you to state that. Um, yeah, you must present a strong argument. You must present a strong argument. Yeah, then you must state a general like evidence, a general evidence that everyone is aware of. If it's something of the constitution, general information, something that everyone is aware of. Even those who come in and argue in that evidence of yours, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. But if they come in and say no, who is aware about this thing? This thing, no one knows. It is hidden. So you cannot tell us about something. You cannot refer to something. So they will fight you very badly. So to be on the safe side, you must state general evidence. If it's about South Africa, you relate to maybe this politics or the economy and all that. Then rebuttals, as adjudicator, we also look at rebuttals, how you rebuttal your point. So speaker, as a speaker, you should not avoid your opponent argument, because if a speaker come in and raise an argument, then you don't you don't argue that argument. You avoid it. You are giving them a point. You are giving them a right to win. So each and every argument that they bring in the table, you must argue it. You must not avoid any any argument. It's a problem if you start avoiding. Then we also look at teamwork. Teamwork. As a team, are you in a consistent direction as a team? Yeah, there should be no contradictions, from the same side. from the same team. I mean, there should be no contradiction, you know. Then the other thing, it's style, yeah, style. It's a style. Style also counts. You know. We expect a great representation. You know, great representation means that when I say confidence also count, confidence also count. You must include confidence. You know. It must be entertaining, you know. I remember this at the time we were debating things about phones, iPhones. Then, yeah, like this thing of social media, this thing of social media. Then one speaker went there with a laptop, a phone, a laptop, a phone, and I remember it was three phones, an iPhone, like laptop, and stood there. Like it was entertaining, you know, it was entertaining because just like it is stated clearly that they believe in what they are saying, you know, like it is entertaining. Is entertaining. So as a speaker, you must try to be entertained. You know, you must use your hand. You know, you must use your hand. You must look at the panelists, the adjudicators, and like try to convince them. Maybe you're using your hand and you know you point and stuff. You know, even if you are in an argument whereby you have to show some anger, show that anger, you know, it is part and parcel of entertainment, you know. You must show that anger, you know. You must show that anger. Even your body language must show that you are angry, you know. So it is very important. So people, this is the end. Actually, this is the end of today's session. Uh, This is the end of today's session. General advice, maybe all what I can say is maybe you can go to online, watch how people are debating. You know, we have Jose Rumbles. Jose Rumbles. It's a competition that happens for everyone. Usually, you know, just watch how others are debating. You know, how do they use that 7 minutes? For most of the people, 7 minutes is still short. You know, 7 minutes is still short. You know, yeah. In that 7 minutes, we may not cover everything. You know. Yeah, but apologies for yesterday. We could not meet. Unfortunately, Mr. Biela had problems with the issue of network. Issue of network, and apparently now he's at home. So yeah, he told me, in that village there's a problem of network. So yesterday he thought maybe by that late hours network would be better, you know. Then yeah, then he told me to take today's session as I took today's session, and I'm sorry. I wasn't aware, you know. I thought maybe everyone at 9 will be awake, you know. So I'm sorry, people. I was a bit early. You know, I'm sorry I was early, but next time I'll make sure that. But we were trying to cover yesterday's loss. You know, yesterday's loss. So I also think we should maybe today we might have an online practice whereby we practice. We should people maybe to try to implement or to apply what I have said today. You know, Uh, and I also wish maybe if you have understood everything that I've said, maybe, you know, yeah, but people, if there's any other thing, um, you can ask at any time, I am an open person, anytime I will respond to you whenever I get a chance. You can also try to reach people like Viela, people like Bulele, Katleho, Sia, Tumbeni, Usmani. Yeah, it's very unfortunately that we can't reach coach. Uh, he's not always, I think, not always online. I think maybe it's because of the research, but yeah, even coach, you can try to reach him and ask if you need clarity on something, So, yeah, people, we are going to the competition, PPIB competition. Mm, in our previous competition, most of the people who break were adjudicators from Parango. Yeah, but this thing I take it as a journey, people. You can benefit a lot from debate actually for your personal reasons. Because we all don't know what God has for us. Maybe you'll be a leader one day. Eh, maybe back home as a community, maybe in a community, you'll be asked to give a message. So, with experience in debate, it will be easy for you, to stand in front of the community and convince them, and make everyone understand. If the situation is bad, you will be able to calm the situation down. Yeah, maybe you'll be at work, at that campaign of yours, at your dream, manager will ask you one day and say, "Yo, I won't be able to make it today. Can you present this and this and this to the whole team?" you know, so we don't know. We don't know one day. We don't know. But one of the things that I've gained is confidence, is to the ability to stand in front of people, and say something, because it's not easy. It's not easy to stand in front of people. Some are smiling, some are angry. It depends on the situation. At that moment. Some will be disappointed, but you have to come up with ways at that point. At that point, that will try to satisfy everyone. Yeah, but that's what I believe in. That's what I believe debating it's about. It's about your personal life. Uh, yeah, it can benefit you a lot. People debate. But yeah, along the way, we'll meet each other. It's good to meet you people. We are family. We are friends. We are brothers and sisters. We are in this journey. We are in this journey together, people. So I would like to close today's meeting. So far, it has taken 1 hour and 40 minutes, I think. So people, any questions, or maybe it will be very easy if maybe uh, you state maybe your maybe, or no, I it was or feedback. If you can give feedback, I will appreciate feedback. How was the meeting? Then you leave the meeting. Yeah, I wish you a great day with people. Danke. I saw hands, I saw a clapping of hands. Danke, Mom. Well, people, nonetheless, all the best, people. You may leave. You may leave. Thank you. If you want to give me feedback, you can text me and give me feedback. Maybe somewhere I can improve. You can state there and say no, improve there and there. It was good there and there, but there you were a bit. Maybe I spoke about something it didn't touch you. Okay, you can state in my inbox and say, hey, you spoke about this thing. I don't feel okay, then so that I can apologize on all that. People, thank you so much for joining the meeting. You may leave.
So one last question, yeah.
Okay, you can ask. You can ask.
Is everything set,
No, I can't hear you.
yeah, is everything set like for the 27?
Oh, about the trip, about the
Yeah.
competition.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So far, what we know so far is that there will be a meeting today or tomorrow. So far, what we know is that there will be a meeting today or tomorrow. Yeah, but what you need your blanket, your own blanket, uh, your clothes for that 3 days. Then food. When it comes to food, you can take a petty cash, 200 because food, the university will cover food. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, is it clear?
So the meeting for today, it will be for, and it's over health way.
Oh, that's it might be online, but we are not in. We will not be included in the meeting. It will be actually Trevor. Trevor is the one who came up with this competition, and Trevor is our current chair of debate right now. Is our current chair of debate, Trevor. So, in my own belief, I thought it might be postponed this competition because they have they have been lack of communication, because even myself, I'm the part of the counselor, but I was not told anything regarding food or accommodation and all that, you see. So today's meeting will be held online. It will be Viela and other ambassadors, Even coach might be there, but coach seem to be, because coach is new into this thing so of debate. So and he's still lacking some information about, because last time we communicated with the coordinator about, and it was wrong because we should have communicated with the DD. So we went above the DD and communicate with the coordinator. So coach and Trevor, they don't get along. That's the problem. So yeah, but yeah, let me not touch into most of the people. All the best. All the best. Any more questions? Questions?
Nothing. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I thank you everyone for making it into this meeting today. I really appreciate I really appreciate your commitment towards the debate in Amalasheni. You may leave. You may leave. Thank you so much.